Welcome everybody to our workout of the day at home edition. Today we're going to be knocking out a 9-minute AMRAP. So before we get started, if you need to, go ahead and grab yourself a watch or a timer of some sort so that you can keep time later in the actual workout. So workout for the day is a 9-minute AMRAP, 8 goblet squats, 16 sit-ups, and then 8 deadlifts. If you only have one object, you can either do suitcase deadlifts, and that will be 4 reps per side, or if you want to hold the kettlebell, which is what I'm going to do, between my knees, then you can just do 8 regular reps. Totally up to you and how you want to execute that today. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just jump straight into the warm-up. I'm going to take you through a couple of things to get your hips, knees, ankles, all that feeling really loose. We're going to start off with the world's greatest stretch. So go ahead and grab you some space here on the floor. We're going to get into a long, low lunge position here. What I want is this back knee opened up, feeling real stretchy. And then I'm going to take my opposite hand, put it on the ground. My hand that's closest to the knee that's up, I'm going to reach through this arm, get a giant stretch, hold 1, 2, and then rotate out, holding for 1, 2, following my hand. So let's flow in and out of this 7 times on each side. So I'm reaching and I'm rotating and I'm looking and following. 3, 4. Make sure you really reach through this window here. 5. Oh yeah. 6. And then the final one here. 7. So that's that side. We're gonna switch legs. Again, opposite hand of the leg that's in front. That's going on the floor here. And I'm gonna create a little window and reach through it. Hold 1, 2. And rotate out. 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get this good pause in here. 6 and 7. Nice work. So that's the world's greatest stretch. The next thing we're going to move into, I like to call this grasshopper stretch. We're going to be holding this for a second. So if you want to go ahead and put a mat down for your knee, you can. It's a very similar setup. Back knee's going to be on the floor. What I want you to do now is we're going to hang out for 30 seconds on each leg. I'm going to go ahead and start my timer on my watch. Grab 1, 2. If you don't have one, you just follow along with me. So we're going to start timer now. Both hands go on the ground here. And what I'm trying to do is reach this back leg bar behind me so I get a nice stretch through here and also through here. So hands on the ground. And if you're feeling super limber today, which I'm not, you can try to take your forearms to the ground here. So we're just going to hang out for 30 seconds. All these stretches today are just going to help our goblet squats feel really, really awesome. So we want to make sure that that's feeling great. So checking in, 2, 1. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. I'll give you a second to catch up with me. Awesome. Timer starts. 2, 1, now. Really reaching that leg behind me. Today's combination of goblet squats, sit-ups, and deadlifts is going to really challenge your core and also, of course, your lower body musculature. So this one's going to get really sweaty. I like this one, though, because we're real quick in, we're real quick out, high effective movements. So again, if you're feeling limber, then try to drop an elbow or a forearm to the ground here. We got about 5 more seconds. Big belly breath in. And relax. Good. 2, 1. Done with that stretch. And then guys, the final stretch that we're going to go through here, I like to call this cobra twist. So I'm going to drop myself down to the floor. And then what I want to think about doing is pressing my arms in front of me just a little bit so that when I press up here, my arms are fairly straight, but my hip is still on the floor. So I only want to go as far as I can with keeping my hip on the ground. And then I'm going to rotate to the left. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And rotate to the right. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. That's 2 reps. We're going to go ahead and go to 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. You want to make sure you're turning your whole body and not just your head and neck. 8. Last 2. 1 on each side here. All right, cool. So that knocks out our little stretchy flexy part. Hopefully things are starting to feel a little loose for you already. And now what we're gonna do, We'll start picking up the pace a little bit, start practicing some of our movements. We've got lunge squats, sumo reaching ground to overhead, and suitcase deadlift. I'm gonna do all of these with you so we can just kind of walk through it, keep up with me. We're gonna do this 3 times. The first move is the lunge squat. So what a rep is, lunge, go ahead and do this with me, followed by squat. That is 1. We're gonna do 5 of those. You can reverse if you want. Lunge, squat, that's 2. Lunge, squat, 3, lunge, 4, lunge, and 5. I really like the lunge squat. It gets us a lot of action going on. Next thing is gonna be a sumo reaching ground to overhead. The sumo part, feet nice and wide. I'm gonna reach behind my heels here, touch, reach overhead, reach down, overhead. We're gonna do this 10 times. After your 5th one, you can start speeding it up a little bit. 3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna start speeding up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. And then the final thing, just grab an object, anything. I've got a kettlebell here. If you've got a milk jug, small dumbbell, whatever you're gonna use for your workout later, then grab that. Suitcase deadlift, keeping the chest as tall as I can. I'm gonna bend the knees, hinge at the hip. I'm doing 5 of these on each side. 4, 5. Cool, I'll show you from the side here. I wanna think about always reaching my chest up as I sit my hips back. I don't want to twist a ton. 2, 3. You don't have to go all the way to the floor if you don't feel like you have the flexibility for it. 4 and 5. Cool. That is 1 round. We're gonna knock out 3 rounds of that. Moving right in to those lunge squats. Lunge, squat. Here's 5 for me. After I knock those out, go into that sumo reaching ground overhead again. So I'm feeling loose. We'll go ahead and speed up. It's okay if you let the back round a little bit on these, since we're just trying to get some blood flow, get those hips moving. There's 10, good. And then again, 5 each side, suitcase deadlift. The suitcase part just means this is to my side, so it's not in the middle of my feet, which we'll talk in a minute. I love this exercise. It makes me work a little anti-rotation, a little extra core work. Hopefully you're sweating like I am. Starting to feel good. That's 2 rounds. We're gonna do 1 more. Typically the shorter the workout, the longer, more robust we want that warm up. Make sure that we're ready to go. It's only a 9-minute workout here. You don't wanna waste any time in the beginning here. Last lunge squat for me. If it's taking a little bit longer, that's okay. I wouldn't try to go too much faster than me though, just because you don't want to rush the movement. Reach and snap, the old bend and snap, if you will. 10. And the last thing, suitcase deadlifts. Again, great for the core here. Hamstrings, feeling great. 2, 3, 4. Again, try not to let yourself twist at all, so we wouldn't want to do this. I want to move straight lines. 1, 2. Good. All right, my friends, the warm-up is over. So if you didn't before, what I want you to do is go ahead and get yourself a timer of some sort, a watch, maybe a kitchen timer, your phone, an app, something like that. That way you can create a 9-minute timer. Because when we come back here in just a second, we're gonna start in our workout, which is gonna be a 9-minute AMRAP. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. All right, friends, we're back. You had a small break. Hopefully you grabbed some water. Again, make sure you have a timer to help you keep track of this workout. So what's gonna happen now? 9-minute AMRAP. Each round, 8 goblet squats, 16 sit-ups, and then 8 deadlifts. You're gonna use whatever object you have at the house. What we wanna do is pick a pace that is going to allow us to move without stopping for 9 minutes. These movements are very simple. There's not a whole lot of skill here. So we should be able to continuously flow and move through this. What that means though is that your first round probably shouldn't be your fastest round. So you're gonna hit this workout on your own at your own pace. What I'm gonna do is do 2 rounds with you, and then you can kind of see how I'm moving if you wanna use me as a pacer. But I'm gonna do 2 rounds, and then I'm gonna leave you to finish it up. And then I want you to make sure that you post your score somewhere, write it down in your journal, post it in your app, whatever you wanna do, wherever you like to record your stuff, let's write that down. Wanna see and make sure that these workouts are good for you guys. Feel free to leave me some feedback. I'm gonna go ahead and get my clock ready. You go ahead and do the same. On my deadlifts, notice that I'm gonna take my kettlebell here between my legs. I'm not gonna do the suitcase style. So I'm gonna set my clock for 9 minutes. Go ahead and do the same. Pump up your favorite tunes and get ready to work out. We're gonna go 10 seconds. The workout starts with the goblet squats. I'm gonna hold this kettlebell in my hands. All right, guys. It's gonna be on one and go. Good, we want to think I'm smooth, but I'm not in a hurry. Should be able to do all 8 of those without putting the weight down. I'm moving my sit-ups. Got 16 of these. It's the hardest part of the workout for me. Here's 15 and 16. Awesome. So I was able to knock out the sit-ups. I'm gonna take a quick breath. I'm gonna grab my weighted object. Let's go ahead and knock out some deadlifts here. So 2, 3, 4. On the deadlift, really think about reaching your butt back, keeping that chest up as tall as you can. 6, 7. All right, that's 1 round. It took me about 1.5 minutes. I feel like I could maintain that for a while. So go ahead. Just want to roll right into the goblet squats. Knees out really hard for me, guys. Really fight for that chest up. Ready? Here's 8. All right. Couple deep breaths. By taking a few breaths as I transition, I'm gonna be able to stay quick, but I can give myself a little rest time here. When you get that feeling, they can be deceiving. 12, hopefully you're keeping up. If you're a little behind me, that's okay. You're way in front of me. you're either really fit or you might need to slow down a little bit. Awesome. Cool. So I got some deadlifts here. 5. Deadlift should be pretty easy here. 6, 7, and 8. All right, my friends. At that pace, we knocked out 2 rounds in 3 minutes. So see if you can get 6 rounds. You got 6 more minutes here. Keep it up. We'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to post your scores.